And then in they come from Monaghan County Council to talk to us about personal and community resilience and the booklet they produced. Presenting here, first of all, will you please welcome Siobhan McKenna, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Siobhan.
Thank you. Yeah, we weren't sure about the uniform. Will we, won't we? But then when you commit, you're here and you have it on you. So, good morning, everyone. I might just take a wee glass of water. Right, that's all right. So yeah, my name's Siobhan McKenna. I'm a Senior Assistant Chief Fire Officer with Monaghan County Council. So I'm going to speak about Monaghan's community preparedness initiative. And I suppose in recent years, we've seen how severe weather events, unexpected emergencies, and other challenges can disrupt daily life. So this initiative was about giving people the knowledge and tools that they need to take proactive steps, whether that's preparing for extreme weather events, administering CPR, or even just protecting their home and families. So it highlights the importance of knowing your neighbours and working together with your communities to identify the vulnerable people and ensure that they're prepared for the unexpected. Sorry, this is mine to move on, is it? No, that's back. I have it now, yeah, I have it, yeah. So building resilience together. So Monaghan County Council's the Personal and Community Resilience Booklet empowers communities. I might just try and stand out here. It empowers communities to take steps towards preparing for emergency situations. It was delivered to every household in County Monaghan. There was 25,000 households and businesses, and that ensured that everybody had this vital piece of information, regardless of your age, your background, or your digital ability. You had a hard copy physical piece of information. It was delivered in both the English and the Irish language as well. And I suppose the initiative shows how local government can take proactive steps towards supporting people, not even just in times of emergency, but also to build in long-term supports and preparedness for people to continue to communicate. In relation to the lessons and benefits, so we will cover that out throughout the presentation, along with a bit of background about the initiative and the implementation of it as well. So the personal and community resilience, so how the personal and community resilience booklet contributes to county-wide communication and customer service. So being prepared, I suppose, was one of the first and foremost pieces. The initiative ensures that individuals and communities are prepared for severe weather events, and also important that they know where to get their information from. So we have signposts in the booklet of where you get information from whenever you're in an emergency situation. It highlights the importance of proactive communication strategies that reach beyond the digital era, and that's where we come in with the hard copy booklet. And it also supports networks. So a lot of the supports we have in the booklet would be local services which are relevant to County Monaghan, and it strengthens the community cohesion in times of crisis. So with the booklet, it embeds the preparedness basically into everyday life and into everybody's homes, really, by delivering it to each house. And I suppose we have felt that has strengthened our position towards making Monaghan a more resilient community for everyone to live in. So the background of the initiative. So the purpose of the booklet was to provide this vital emergency preparedness information to every household, and it was done in a universal design in order to promote everybody's ability to access it and reading it, irrespective of what age you were, if you were elderly, or if you had some eyesight impairments. We just try to keep the information quite simple and clear and direct messaging. The initiative was designed. Really, the main point of it was to bridge that digital divide and ensure that people had this document that they had in their house, they could lift and read at any time. It was developed in collaboration with multiple agencies, including the HSE, An Garda Síochána, We also had voluntary and community groups involved. Met Éireann also had a role to play, along with the Lions Club, that's Monaghan Lions Club, and then the local GPs and pharmacies. So there was a lot of people that made this happen. It wasn't just Monaghan County Council. Obviously, you depend on other agencies to feed in information to make it happen. So it was a multi-channel outreach approach. So you had the emergency fridge magnet that accompanied the booklet, along with the Message in the Bottle campaign, and then we had the media launch, which involved 9 online videos. So we basically extracted 9 topics out of the booklet, tried to make them interesting, done up a video, got emergency service involved, got community involved, and then we fed these out. Over the period. So the objectives of the booklet. So again, it's sort of repeating, but the main objective was to get this emergency preparedness information out to every household and empower communities to be prepared for emergency situations. The key objective was also about bridging the gap, as I've already spoke about, providing that physical booklet that can be kept in plain sight, serving as a daily reminder of the critical information that you may have required. So that was to assist people that were digitally disengaged, and they do exist in our communities, and more so they would be the vulnerable people within our communities. So the whole objective of the booklet was to get this information that we usually feed out regularly on social media, get that out into the homes of these people. The booklet promotes neighbourly support and shared responsibility by making sure we get the message out there that nobody's left behind, checking on your neighbours, support one another. So that was the whole objective as well, that was sort of formed part of the booklet. And it also supports Monaghan's corporate communication and customer service goals by enhancing public trust in the local authority services. Just on the key components, so the campaign included several key components to reinforce the safety messages. These included the printed booklet, delivering it to over 25,000 homes and businesses in County Monaghan, and it was designed in accordance with a guide for accessibility. So we did look at the do's and don'ts in relation to design. You know, for example, avoiding the uppercase words is an issue. Glossy paper is an issue for people, as well as just getting the right colour contrasts. So that was important. So we ensured that the design sort of lined up with that guide to make it even more accessible to the older populations. We also had the emergency fridge magnet, and that is a picture of it there. So obviously you have a room to put in your air code and a prompt for your nearest defibrillator, along with other information. I've already mentioned the 9 explainer videos shared across 5 social media platforms. So we'll come back on the data in relation to them later. But we did achieve over 500,000 views over the 5 platforms. So we did get a good reach for a relatively small county. The initiative also involved engagement with the local Lions Club, GP clinics and pharmacies, and that was in relation to the Message in a Bottle initiative, and ensuring it was accessible to everybody, and it was a little piece of actionable information that we could feed out as part of the campaign. We had support from the community groups, GAA, Irish Farmers Association, and the voluntary services. So that was important to get the information to be accessible and memorable. By involving these different groups, people could associate with what message they were trying to relay and trust in that message as well. Okay, so I just put a picture of myself in there. So yeah, what is that? Not even sure if I've lost my notes. Yeah, so the implementation of the strategy, it did involve multiple agencies, and I've already sort of said that it did involve, you can't just do these things on your own, and the information that was in the booklet isn't just Monaghan County Council, it ranges over a vast array of information. The booklet was distributed county-wide through and post within a fixed time frame, and there was public and media campaigns, a launch, and then we had the local and we actually achieved some national media coverage, so we were delighted with that, and it probably helped boost some of the videos that we had distributed. So then, in relation to digital and physical reach, so we've sort of mentioned the campaign did do well, digitally and physically. The digital campaign garnered over 500,000 video views and trended on popular social media platforms, enhancing digital engagement. And then the printed material ensured information access was available during the likes of power outages, and this benefited older adults and rural communities. The combination of the two, I suppose, is what the point is. Getting the message out there on social media in advance, getting the videos out there, and getting anticipation built up in relation to the booklet. So the booklet didn't come through the door and they look at it and somebody throws it in the bin, that there's sort of an idea, okay, actually there might be some useful information in this booklet. So that's what the whole digital campaign was about. And the combination of the two, we feel, was very, very beneficial from our point of view. So the benefits and the impact. So listen, access to useful and universal emergency information helped us to raise the public knowledge for emergencies. The initiative led to measurable uptake in the emergency tools, such as the bogus caller cards and the message in a bottle. So they are two actionable pieces that we had in the booklet. It also enhanced community cohesion by encouraging residents to look out for one another. And the campaign success, as I said, was probably based on the fact that we combined both digital and physical. Plus probably the launch, another thing they're just thinking of mention, the launch was probably timely. We had just come out of Storm Éowyn, and Monaghan was quite significantly hit, and we had prolonged power outage along with prolonged water outages. So I think that the public in Monaghan were very receptive to the information they were getting. So I think that was valuable for ourselves. And now we have this booklet that we can reference for future situations. Say, take out your booklet, look at the information in relation to flooding. So we have this reference document now to move forward. Now it's not perfect, people may replicate and add to it, but it was the first draft of the likes of it. So lessons learned. I know I'm probably pushed for time. I suppose printed material remains vital for older people and vulnerable populations. Strong partnerships obviously is important to get the content right and be sure that you're happy with what you're putting in. Challenges in distribution. Whenever you do a publicity drop, you're going to have weight restrictions on post. The max weight of the booklet could be 100 grams, so we couldn't go over that. Only so many pages, only a certain size, so we had to be careful about our information. And listen, managing information, putting information into a hard copy book, you have to be careful that in the next week it's not already out of date. So we had to try and manage that piece as well. The effective messaging tools, this was really important, that we had the likes of the emergency fridge magnet, the message in the bottle, even the Monaghan alert sign up, the requirements to sign up. Them actionable messaging actually really worked very, very well. Instead of providing people with a load of information, asking them to do a few things that will help them become more resilient personally and as part of a community. We found that very, very beneficial in relation to lessons learned. Monitoring and evaluating is the next slide. So the key metrics tracking, this was useful to have. To be able to monitor the sign-ups to Monaghan alerts, monitor how many people come looking for the bogus caller cards, and also their emergency responders have already reported back that they have a visual in homes and businesses of the fridge magnet and it being actually complete with the information. So we were delighted with that. The distribution monitoring, we had the message in the bottle. So that initiative was really taken on. Monaghan Lions Club sort of owned that initiative, and they liaised with the pharmacies and the GPs to distribute. So if you wanted the message in the bottle, you would go to your pharmacy or GP and they would give you it, and you write your information on it, put it in the fridge, and then when the emergency services arrive, they have it. The call monitoring, we have our Monaghan County Council phone line, and basically we can assess the calls. We haven't activated that since the booklet has been brought out, so we don't have any data on that. But just the impact assessments, the importance of embedding impact assessments into a project, and having these, you can go back and check to see how the project's going on. So customer service excellent, clear and reliable communication forms local authority, builds public confidence and shows strong leadership. Monaghan County Council demonstrates dedication by providing clear, accessible and inclusive messaging to its residents, and positioning itself as a trusted information source strengthens the bonds with our community and our relationships with them. So that's on the customer service excellence. So just in relation to other local authorities potentially using this for themselves, the model's success depends on early planning and continuous improvement for replication in other counties. Collaboration across the different sectors, I've already spoke about it, how important it is to take in other agencies and groups. Combining physical and digital, again, we've sort of spoke about that as well. I do think it really did enhance the outreach from our point of view, and potentially future phases should include some sort of feedback mechanism so that you can improve and build upon that, because obviously people they're thinking about other things that could have been possibly in the booklet that you haven't considered. So I think the booklet can undoubtedly be replicated in other counties and adapted to reflect the local risks, resources and services that they have in their authority, making it a flexible model to repeat and to ensure community resilience is specific to the county that you're dealing with. And then just on the last slide, conclusion. So Monaghan's initiative serves as a model for building strong community resilience, showing that trusted, inclusive information is transformative. By embedding preparedness into everyday life and fostering community engagement, the Council has created a culture of safety and support. So the campaign demonstrates that local authorities can be powerful enablers of resilience excuse me, when they prioritise accessibility, collaboration and proactive communication. So Monaghan's leadership offers valuable insights and inspiration for other counties seeking to replicate this model. So by placing resilience in the heart of the community, Monaghan has shown whenever people are informed, included and empowered, they become the strongest part of any emergency response. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, Siobhan. Look, sometimes simplicity is key. The idea of a physical booklet cannot be underestimated. I know we all like to think that the world is fully digital and we all need to stop printing off boarding passes for Ryanair, but a lot of people still rely on that. And the fridge magnet in its own way, as someone who has had to call 999 within the last few weeks, scrambling for an air coat is never a good thing. So small, subtle things, but a great idea to rob everyone. I'm telling you, that's a good one from the good people of Monaghan. And we'll hear more from them on our panel in just a minute.